Hi guys, welcome back to Live Like Lo. This is Lo, and today we are doing Teaching Tuesday. So Teaching Tuesday is basically where I teach you guys esoteric concepts, and sometimes we just do like book study alongs together. So today we are starting our study of the Tablet of Light. And essentially, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wait for a few people to get here, and then we're going to start with chapter 1, which is Oracle Vision. And then we're going to discuss it. And if we get, a couple chapters in, cool. If we only get through chapter 1, cool. And we'll be right back at this shit next Tuesday, on our next Teaching Tuesday. So I thought this would be really cool because the Tablet of Light is a channeled book by Danielle Rama Hoffman, and something like I'm very big on Thoth and learning more about Tahuti, so that's why we're studying him today. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay, so we're gonna get started with this. So I was thinking, something that I should say though is like, preview to getting this book, Thoth was like, you need to read this book. I had been channeling light language for about 7-8 months, like where I was doing it for y'all. I've been doing this, but having to do it for y'all. And then I loved the way this book kind of like put things, and I love the language that Thoth always used. Thoth talks like, you know what I mean? Okay. So, people in the comments got jokes. I appreciate it though. Let's see. I just want to see if there's anything in the preface, but I'm hearing like, no, just go to chapter 1. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So our first chapter is ocular vision, right? And so, sorry. I'm like, it's so dead. I need like the background music. But so our first chapter is ocular vision, which has a lot to do about how not only do we see ourselves, how do we see the world around us, how do we see our ability to manipulate it, how do we see our idea of control. Okay, how do we see that idea is affecting us in our own way, right? In whatever way that is, depending on what has been programmed into your ocular vision, okay? I feel like it's probably the best way that I can explain it. So now I'm just going to turn on some music that won't give me copyright infringement, and we're going to start. I want to do something cool, but let's be good. Okay, so we'll start off. The first section is called Recognition of the Signature Energy of Thoth. Okay, this is Thoth. So let me explain. So in this book, they switch between Rama talking and Thoth. So, and they introduce themselves like, this is Thoth talking, whatever. Glorious morning. What's up? I hope that you arose in the light, honey, feeling good, gracious, and beautiful or handsome, however it feels for you. I know it's nighttime for you though, so appreciate you. This is Thoth that is moving more into the forefront of this now moment to continue our conversation of the tablets of light. Infinite knowledge, scribing, astronomy, architecture, Akashic records, energy readings, conscious evolution counsel, healing, art, writing, communication, magic, pattern recognition, soul themes, energy movement, divine, is somebody stuff moving over here? Divine embodiment, hieroglyphic speaking, palm reading, tarot, the emerald tablets, Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, Milky Way, keys of Enoch, Mercury, Hermes, Mercury the planet, Blue Heron, Ibis, Egret, Ascended Mastery, Enlivener of Dormant Consciousness, Unlocker of Hidden Treasures, Divine Developer, Maze Pathfinder, Teacher's Teacher, Healer's Healer, Aligner's Aligner, all energies, frequencies, and vibrations associated with me, Thoth. Okay, what happened while I was reading that? Let's see. All right, not doing readings today, okay? We're doing study today, okay? Okay. So if you would like a reading, come back on Thursday. Sorry, babes. All right, so they have been listed in this format to spark recognition within your system of our connection. This connection is one that is recognized within your connection to yourself. As you go within and tap into your inner awareness, your inner ibis, your inner sacred text, you recognize me, my signature energy. You recognize lifetimes that we have spent together. You recognize codes of energy that are vibrating within you. Recognition is re-recognition in fluid form. This recognition stream of consciousness has been activated. It will be your guiding light through the tablets of light. The guiding light is such that you are illuminating inner awareness within your own divine origin. The keys of recognition, the keys of remembering, of ocular visioning are within your cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is within your divine awareness. Okay? These opening words that have been heavily encoded on multi-dimensional levels, and as they have been heavily encoded on multi-dimensional levels, their purpose has been to create an energy vortex of this conversation to occur within. In the sense, we have been painting through words the setting of the conversation to take place, the energy location of this conversation to take place. For it is a vibrational conversation. As such, there are times when it is necessary for your vibration to be guided into a spectrum of consciousness. In such, you can tap into true meaning underneath, around, and within the words. Then we can converse in a way that becomes fluid, self-evident, and with an awareness that is the conversation that you have been waiting to have for eons. Why is your skin so flawless? Oh, I appreciate that. I would say probably between putting on makeup and the regular thing that TikTok does. But okay, let's see underneath the words. Then we can converse in a way that becomes, okay, I did that. Sorry, I lost my place. Okay, we are saying conversation, because conversation is what this is. It is an interplay. It is a dialogue. It is a back and forth. A conversation also is an ocular experience. This conversation through words, through oral tradition, activates the ocular wisdom, consciousness, the laser frequency of truth, and catalyzes the active remembering of you as a vision holder. Okay, so this first part is just kind of opening you up and getting you ready for what this book is about to be about. Now, something that I feel needed to explain right now is that humans essentially have a light body, and how we interact with each other is through that light body. And some people just need to understand how the light flows. So I'm going to explain it to you and explain why this is a conversation and why we're reading a book, but we're energetically having a conversation with Thoth. So as we interact with other beings, the energy is moving in a back through the back, out through the front momentum like this. And as we do that, those who are having a conversation with us, who are reflecting with us, right? On the way out, our reflectors are open, right? Our light reflectors. So when we come out, those reflectors bounce against each other, and then they shoot back out what we are being given from the other person. And essentially, in this dialogue, when you guys come here with me and talk to me, the light that I am pushing out is also refracting and reflecting within you and then being exuded out, right? And so when we start to understand how light works within us and around us, right, we understand that there are some people that are hurt, and they have been so deeply traumatized and so deeply pained in a way that instead of the energy flowing this way, their energy flows in the reverse. It is a very painful experience to be with one of these individuals, because they will enter your life, and as you push out light to refract, they violently just it's like they either smack it back to you, or as it's coming in, they just take it. They just take all the energy that they can, but it's not actually going anywhere. It's just going within, that fuels their negative self reflection and self-thought. So it's not like a healthy energy to be around, but you need to be able to identify that type of reflection when you come across it. That type of person who doesn't rotate in the right way. And the reason why I say it's a right way is because divine order is necessary to have a good life, but also to function properly. And if you see somebody, it's just like a mental illness. Like if you see somebody who's not quite functioning properly, it's because something has happened to them to initiate that. They were not born in that way. Somebody else who has that backwards way of reflecting, this person had to be around them. So they had to be forced to move their energy backwards. And this happens a lot of the time with abuse and sexual abuse victims over long periods of time. There are some people who go through traumatic events that come out even stronger but brighter. And there are some people who come out of those situations that are dark and darker. And as they go through their life, they just exude darkness. They exude darkness because that's what they reflect, darkness. They like suck up all the light they can because they exist 100% in darkness. And it takes a lot of work to start to be able to unravel that. And sometimes they can't come back from that based on their own decisions, not because they didn't want to put in the work, because a lot of times they don't want to put in the work, right? All right. So I just wanted to explain that because the rest of this is going to help make a little bit more sense. Okay. How is everybody doing? It says, how can I learn these things, please? Well, you're here. So right now, this is the book that we're reading, The Tablets of Light. And I channel Thoth as well, but we're going to get this done. It is just easier when you are always, it's just easier when you are always thrown that way. I am in darkness and fighting and get out of it. Energy by meditating, just waking up with the same energy. It's not, well, I would say, okay, don't assume, right? So it is easier to see, it's easier for you really to turn your energy backwards, but it's painful, right? And it takes you not just maybe meditating, but it takes you being honest with yourself and seeing the negative things. Sometimes you need somebody to reflect off of, to reflect onto you, so you can see the things that are holding you back. They don't just come for no reason, right? I think as people, when we're in the darkness, there's not that many people who will reflect light on us. So then we feel like we're alone. We feel like we can't go further. We don't have anybody to compare it to because we're the brightest person in our life. And you have to understand that when they say knowledge is power, knowledge is a frequency. And when you align to a certain level of knowledge, especially when it comes to esoteric knowledge, you start to align yourself with other people of light. And then you are able to get into a safe place where you're with other people who can reflect onto you as you learn how to reflect yourself. People who have been in the darkness really long have a hard time reflecting. And it's because reflecting is associated with pain. And so it's hard for them to do it. And you have to get used to being around that. And it's okay. But don't make it a thing of self-loathing. It's not. You're learning, okay? You're learning. It's hard. Trust me, I've been in the darkness before. I'm only here because I've been there. And it takes real tenacity. It takes real, I'm going to fucking do this, period. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much I got to cry, no matter who it got cut off, no matter, like, and it's for you. You know what I'm saying? To realize your most authenticness and your most authentic self, okay? So we're going to move on to the vision you carry. Hopefully this is the next section. Hopefully this gives you a good setup, but a little bit more understanding, right? Hold on, let me drink some water. All right. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I'm sorry, guys, because Thoth gave me cards to start our day. So I'm going to read them to you. So we had a goddess card, Coventina, which is purification. It says, it is time for a cleansing, a detoxifying of the mind and body. And then Saravati, art. Express yourself through creative activities. And then I got these three cards. Grateful for all that I have and know it's okay to want more. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. You need some fucking alone time, and you know why. Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. Okay. All right, so those are our cards for the day. I feel like right now, today, we're going to learn how to really, like, detox our own minds, which is awesome. So, this is going to be awesome. I hope that you guys are having a good time. Okay, so the vision you carry. As we now move into vibrational proximity with one another, through these opening words, it is time for you to connect to your true vision. For this infinite experience of evolution as a light being, what vision are you holding? What vision are you what vision are you holding? What vision are you holding? What vision are you holding as a being of light incarnate? A vision in this expanded sense, is a way in which you are seeing the world through the lens of infinite possibilities. Infinite time, I'll eat the taco. As we bring in the invitation to uncover that vision, you are holding within the energy location that we are having this conversation. And you are able to drop the lens of that which may be an infinite view. An infinite view that you have taken on of how to see the world. And instead to really be the vision that you have been carrying since the inception of the molecules of this incarnation and beyond. You have been carrying a vision, carrying a perspective, carrying a way of seeing, carrying a holding of a dream, of a life, of a civilization that actually is outside of your experience in the walk, in your earth walk. Okay, just seeing the chat go up. Okay, this is where it gets fun. This is where you realize that you have left the tablets of light for yourself to find, to revitalize and to breathe life into the vision you hold. Up until this point, you haven't even known it. You haven't even known it is the vision that you hold. As such, it is a time of deep remembering. It is a time of moving out of your ordinary way of being into your extraordinary way of being. It is the evolution of that which has always been there, streamed forward in your awake and aware consciousness. Let's see. Good morning, Moonlight Traveler. Hi, Sandy. Okay. We were at Earthwalk. This is where it gets fun, right? Okay, our Wicked One Conscious, got it. As a point of light, as a starseed on planet Earth, you have this vision that we have been speaking of in some way. In some ways, the vision of this developmental stage of the time of Earth and of the larger evolution of consciousness on the Earth plane, this vision and your developmental stage in your evolution of consciousness calls you forth to step into the unknown, to step beyond the borders of what you think you are, of what you have experienced, of what you have cataloged as reality. Grand Rising, Lady T. All right. This vision, your developmental stage in your evolution of consciousness, calls you forth to step into the unknown, to step beyond the borders of what you think you are, of what you have experienced, of what you have cataloged as reality. Your vision cannot be experienced from anywhere but the rainbow rose, golden glasses of high perspective, of infinite knowledge, of heart wisdom, vibrational consciousness such as your vision must be spiraled into. It must be delicately approached. It must be loved into being as it is spiraled and approached delicately and loved into being. It is an artistry of ocular weaving of threads of awareness that are unique to you as a point of light. So this part right here is really a segue. But what I like about it and what I feel like is that you all need to know that you're carrying a particular vision, a particular light. And right now, in this chapter, what we're going to be really talking about is how you can detox the darkness out of that light so that you can see clearly, and so that you can see what it is that you're about to tap into clearly, in a way that that you're going to see your light reflect within itself to get rid of certain types of darkness. I see y'all having a conversation down here in the chat. Let's see. Resonating with me. That's dope. That's dope. My new best friend. I spent a long diving through your videos yesterday. I'm so grateful you're a gift. Oh, so sweet. Y'all are sweet. She is. Oh, I love you guys. So I feel like in this chapter, in this section, what we are really hinting at is the idea of not only kind of like this arbitrary goal, but we're talking about life. We're talking about life mission. We're talking about soul mission. We're talking about the way that we're viewing the world around us in reality, as opposed to our spiritual view, right? And we're not just talking about our in 3D spiritual view. I'm talking about like your higher self, your I am presence, right? How are you viewing yourself, right? Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to talk about energy streams. This is the next section. So, there has been much awareness about an incarnation being an experience in which you travel through streams of energy, and that these streams of energy can have the impetus of remembering who you are, who it is that you are. Okay, so essentially you are coming into this reality, right? And as you are kind of experiencing this world, you are also experiencing what it is to remember your true self. Oh. Okay, guys. So, hey, Soupy, I'm online. If you want to lay down in the bed, you can. Make sure you go potty. Go potty. And brush your teeth, please. I won't lock the door. Alright. Sorry, y'all. But I'm going to go ahead and finish here. So, they can also have the impetus of forgetting who it is that you are. It is truly optional which road you journey in your incarnation. They are equal. It is a choice. I'm sure you ordered it for a reason. That you are within the temple of the tablets of light. And having this conversation strikes the match that ignites the light of your choosing. You have these streams of experience, these streams of experiences of remembering. This is igniting your memory of who it is that you truly are. You are a vision holder. You are a light being that is within you, a hidden treasure. The way that this hidden treasure is found is by you recognizing you. You recognizing you. The ways that you recognize you are beyond just the color of your hair, the sound of your voice, the activities that you do. It is the recognition of you as the wholeness of all that there is, of divinity, of you, of the infinity, of the infinite nature of you. You have chosen this term, a hidden treasure, on purpose because it is a hunt that you are on. It is a stalking down, a tracking, a pattern recognition of molecules of consciousness, of drops of awareness, which resurrect the vision that you hold. This vision that you hold, the vision that you hold. Now, that we have transmitted more increments of consciousness, ask if it is a choice that the vision that you hold be remembered, be revealed to you, be re-accessed. The reconnection, this recognition of your awareness of your vision that you hold can happen in an instant, can happen overnight, can happen over the span of a century. It can happen at a sacred site. It can happen within the pages of this text. It can happen anywhere and within any now moment contained within the multi-dimensional strings of now moments of time. So I feel like with this is letting you know that you are going to get to a place where you're going to learn more and more and more and more and more about yourself. And it's going to get to a particular idea, a place of, thank you, sweetie. It's going to get to a particular idea where you're going to understand practically and unfolding the truth of yourself more and more and more as you go through this journey, right? And when they say the remembering, you're going to start to remember your power. You're going to start to reclaim that. You're going to start to remember who you are as a sovereign soul. You're going to start to step outside of what other people have told you in this lifetime about who you are and who you should be, right? So you need to really understand that, this is a fullness, an awareness, an understanding, right? Okay. We're going to move on to, they have an exercise in this. We're going to do the exercise. Someone says, it says, I ordered the tablets of light and somehow also a Thoth statue. I hope they don't mind. I think that if you order the tablets of light and a statue, I think Thoth doesn't just call upon anybody. So if you felt called to do it, I feel like don't question yourself.
Mom, I want to tell them something.
Can you wait? Mommy's talking. And so I think that's also a good idea. It's just, when you are working or planning to work with Thoth will give you an introduction to him with someone that knows him or someone that has the information that will open your mind enough to receive him. So yeah. Okay. So our conscious choice exercise, I'm going to read it out and then we'll see if there's like a way that we can do this together. Okay. All right. Choose to recognize the vision you hold. This is not about, it is instant, going directly after the vision. It is quite the opposite. It is about choosing. It is about deciding to recognize the vision that you hold, the perspective that you carry, the wisdom and the light that is within you, and plant that seed. It is about lighting the match that sparks a remembering, and to approach it delicately, to spiral into it, and to allow it to ripple out like water after a stone has been dropped into it. As you are choosing to recognize the vision that you hold, that you carry, if you are, stay out loud, and you guys can do this now if you want. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold, that I carry. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold, that I carry. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold, that I carry. State this 3 times out loud with increasing levels of resonance and commitment. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold, that I carry. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold and that I carry. I choose to recognize the vision that I hold and that I carry. So that's that's basically our exercise. So if you guys want to write this down, you can be annoyed. Actually, as a matter of fact, you can take that negative energy and go lay down. Out. Okay then. How about you do the exercise too? Come sit down.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I choose to recognize the vision that I hold and that I carry. Yes. Do you know what deity you're supposed to work with? I know what deities that I work with, but if you're asking how, is deity is called to you. And so I would just say, allow yourself to be open to the signs. So for example, there was a time when I was working with the Orisha, and I didn't work with Oshun ever. And I just and I didn't have like the best self-care. So like when she started to come to me, she would send bees to my window, and then she would send bees to my car, and she would send bees while I was outside, and it would like stalk me around my house. And then there was just like all these other synchronicities, all these other signs. I kept running into people who were daughters of Oshun or sons of Oshun. So, but it's some deities just want to work with you for a time so that they can help introduce you to the deity that wants to work with you for a lifetime. So just make that relationship. And it's okay for some deities to be kind of here for a season and gone the next. They came to do the job that they promised you, and that's it. Can they be real eclectic association? I'm not sure how I hear, but I feel like I'm buzzing all kinds. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure, but I don't exactly understand what you're asking. Oh my gosh, Moonlight Traveler. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for subscribing. That's so dope. Oh, I love you. That's so awesome. I guess before we continue, just to answer your question, I started out working with Yemaya because I seen her in a dream. To be more specific, I see Mami Wata in a dream. She came to me, she called to me, and specifically in the form of Mami Wata, like she just calls to you, and she claimed me. And she was like, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. And I seen all these other beings on multiple different levels of consciousness, of awareness, of not human, in that vision before any of my abilities ever woke up, before I even really believed that there's anything else out there. And I followed her through many traditions. I've followed her through Greece and Rome and Christianity, and I follow her through that until I got to working with Yemaya. Through working with Yemaya, she healed me, and then she left me, and then she came back to me through Isis. So a a goddess or a god will move you, and they will help to show you your way and what you really like, and they will move with you. So something that I feel like most people don't realize is that a god, a goddess, and Orisha Loa, they all have their different traditions. They all have their different customs, but there are only so many original beings that were here during the creation of humankind and the proliferation of the planet that were charged to be here. There are only a few. And those few have become the many names. Only some of those traditions are connected back to the collected truth. But as you require more truth, you'll be moved to a place that will give you more truth. Does it mean that what you were doing before is wrong? It just means that you wanted to be more informed. And I've had to come to that as well. So, just know that as you progress, it's going to get more and more obvious, more and more available for you. Like, for example, when I was doing Ifa, I really wanted to be initiated, and my mama told me that I'm not meant to be a practitioner of Ifa. I'm just here as a gateway, as a bridge to get to the actual place that I was supposed to be working. And it was painful because I had to work through a past life trauma that I had to deal with. And my soul was missing, my soul mother. So I had to heal that and to be able to accept her. You know what I mean? I know. That's sweet, right? Mm-hmm.
It says, wow, how do you make those dumbbells?
Thumbnails. All right, let me see what y'all saying up here. Good morning. Love coming to these lives in the morning. Oh, thank you, Trippy Soul. LOL, like Ra, but also Hestia, maybe Hecate, and maybe Baal deities that don't really go together from totally different religions. And so I think maybe just paying attention to, say for example, like if you're practicing with a bunch of different deities, right, from different traditions, that you're approaching them in the same context as the pantheon that they come from. And to be honest with you, like, I'm one of those people, I like to try to be as cohesive as possible, which is why I think Yemaya decided to move me all the way into Egyptian mythology, because I was working with all of the Orisha that were associated with her. And in this vision I had, she turned into Isis. And I was greeted by all the spirits that I already knew in their Egyptian form. And I was told that that they would move with me because I didn't want to leave Thoth. Because the only Egyptian deity at the time that I was working with was Thoth. And I told them, and she asked me, like, if I were to get initiated, I would have to be okay with where I am now. I would have to understand that the understanding and the knowledge that I have, it will go into a different direction. But if I'm looking to see something higher than what I'm currently seeing, that I have to move somewhere else, that she couldn't teach me anymore there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I feel like as you're learning about certain deities, know that they're all cohesive. So what resonates with you and what's easiest for you, you know? I love you, girl. You've helped me grow so much already. Oh, wow. Thank you, love. That's beautiful. Oh, I've been experiencing angel numbers around the clock, and it's weird number combinations daily. That's okay. It just means that you need to look them up so that you can get the message. Because I feel like sometimes spirit will give us like tons and tons of messages that are, back to back to back because you need confirmation of something, or you need an empowerment, or you need the energy to start a certain type of realization. And I'm very common right now. I see them all the time. Yeah, for sure. Me and my cousin drove up to the mountains, and literally like every few minutes I saw a synchronicity, and it was a 4-hour drive. So like, she don't even believe in this stuff, and she was like, it's incredible the way the spirit talks to you. Like, it's undeniable. Thank you. You're such a resource. Yesterday, after those crazy past life readings ended up being past life readings ended up being a massively healing day. Oh, that's dope.
Last night there was...
Why don't you bring a pillow over here if you're gonna lay down? I don't want you to lay down right here. It might be too hard for you. But bring the pillow. That was the sweetest thing ever.
Ow, ow, ow.
You okay?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there you are. I lost you for a minute. Sorry, y'all. My daughter was telling me about spirit last night, and the computer and the thing froze. So I was like, it was just meant for me. Okay. So, I want you guys to take this affirmation that we had said, right? And I want you to just, when you have time, just repeat it to yourself in a way that you feel like you believe it, right? So, I choose to recognize the vision that I hold and that I carry. And just say it 3 times to yourself. Take a break. Feel that. And then do it again. You want to do this for the next 3 days. And the reason why I'm telling you to do it for 3 days is because although we're only going to get so far today in this work, the work is working on you until I see you and we do this again next week. So to help it, do the affirmation, do the exercise. And if you can do it a few times a day, great. If the only time that you can have time to do it is when you wake up in the morning and before you go to sleep, even better. Whatever works for you, right? So sweet. That's a confirmation. All right. So our next side is the ocular vision as a doorway. Ocular vision involves the way that you hold awareness. Involves the way that you hold awareness, energy, perspective, light, and consciousness to funnel in new ways of being. The oracle was sought after for his or her wisdom and knowledge of energy trends, of possible realities or outcomes. The vision that the oracle receives holds a possible reality. This is like opening a door that holds a pathway into another chamber or room in a house. Okay? The ocular vision is such that there is the reading of a possible reality that then is expressed in a way that increases its probability. We are not speaking of telling the future or reading a book that has already been decided upon, the book of someone's life, their destiny, and events. We are actually speaking about opening a road to a possible reality through a vision, through a line of sight, through a perspective. As the light bearer, the way shower, the ocular vision holder, the carrier of infinite knowledge that you are, we are reminding you of a much required skill that you have had from past incarnations, which is actually quite powerful and potent at this time. Holding a line of sight, a vision, increases the probability of a certain reality coming into form, coming into fruition, coming into light. It is important at this stage to open up and to receive the full dimension of what's being transmuted, and a let go of any expectation of where you think this conversation is headed. It is important to likewise drop any recognition of where you think it is that we are going, or what A plus B equals or leads to, because in this book of Thoth's tablets, it's about creating through ancient and evocative wisdom. Oh, I need a breath, y'all. That which has not existed before. It is about recreation, the recreation of that which is new. It is a choice. It is a malleable weaving of strands of light in such a way that, depending on who you are and the way that you are choosing or not choosing to interact with this material, the possibility of reacting are here to remember and create is increasing its form. Stop doing that, Essie.
I'm strong.
Yes, you are. It is approached delicately, because if you approach it as the person that you had been, it is unapproachable. Ching ching, look at that. Muscles. It is almost as if the person that you had been is a magnet that is facing a possible reality that is also a magnet. When this happens, these magnets then face each other in such a way as to repel another, approaching this magnet from the perspective of who you had been, including the visions that you took on that aren't actually the vision that you hold, pushes the visions that you hold away. It pushes the possibility of something to be created that had never been created away. It creates this invisible force field in which that which you can actually choosing to access jump into another dimension. So with this part, I'm going to stop right here so I can explain something. So with ocular vision in a doorway, basically what he's saying is that you are a magnet, and like a magnet, you have kind of aligned yourself with a particular destiny or idea of what it is that you are ultimately supposed to do, like your purpose to work, right? That thing is also a magnet. But as the person that you are in a place of lead, a person that you used to be, you push away from that because you are not ready. You are not ready to consume that light and exude that light. So actively you push yourself away, feeling that you're not ready, that and you're starting to push yourself into a different reality of experience until you are ready, until you're able to turn the magnet around. So everybody knows that magnets have two sides. One side of a magnet is positive, one side of a magnet is negative. So if your dream is at a negative charge, at a minus charge, right? And you yourself, well, let's turn it. If your dream is at a positive charge and you yourself are at a positive charge, then that means that you guys are going to repel each other. You're repelling the destiny. But then you would have to switch. You would have to do a 180. When people say, I did a 180 in my life, and then I was able to level myself up, I was able to accomplish my dreams, it is because they then became the polar opposite, but also the most attractive version of themselves to their vision. Then, like a magnet, they were propelled together, right? They were propelled together. So in this way, this is basically what we're talking about right now. And when he says your past self, he's saying, the led version of you, the part of you that was unhealed, that was traumatized, that didn't know about the light, right? Essie, I need to put my phone on the charger. Hold on, y'all.
Oh, don't hurt me.
I don't mean to hurt you. No tickles. Alright.
He said he likes.
Yes, he said he likes.
Tika.
Stop tickling me. Y'all, it's 8:48 right now.
I'm still gonna tickle you and no stop.
Thank you, Goddess, for nourishment.
Michael talking to what? Okay. All right. So where were we?
Oink.
It is approached delicately, because if you approach it as the person that you had been, it is unapproachable. I don't know if I would, because I love this version. Like, if I had a 180 of who I am now, even the aligned to my best and highest self. Yeah. But I think also you have to realize that practically every time that you make a 180, you rise, right? So what you're saying is, if I'm here and I'm in my lead version, when I refract, I rise. So the next refraction will be a rise, and the next refraction will be a rise. So it's like every time you do a 180, you're not turning back around to the same thing. You're turning around to something even greater, even higher. And there was a point in my life, y'all, where I was like, I've done it. And Spirit was like, no, but you have turned around. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, because there was a point where I was sad, y'all. And until I really started walking toward the light and stepping into the light, it was darkness everywhere. And I was like, how the fuck? Huh? No. Go get your tablet out of your room, and you can sit in my room and play if you want. I'm using it. Okay, no. It is almost as if the person that you had been is a magnet that is facing the reality that is also a magnet. When this happens, these magnets then face each other, and is such a way as to repel one another. I see. Approaching this magnet from the perspective of who you are, of who you had been, of who you had been is okay, I'm sorry, y'all. She was about to pull my phone down. Okay. When this happens, these magnets then face each other and repel another away. Okay. Approaching this magnet from the perspective of who you had been, including the versions that you took on that aren't actually the vision that you hold, pushes the vision that you hold away. It pushes the possibility of something to be created that had never been created away. So, something else that he says here is like taking on visions that are not the vision you hold. Now, this can show up in a lot of ways, but I find that the easiest way to talk about it is like, what are other people's expectations of you? And how are you struggling to try to meet their expectations when in actuality, those expectations aren't even something that you're passionate about or something that you actually want to do at all, right? You're uninterested in the results of that, but the only interest in its result is the fact of how someone else will treat, talk, or be around you. You understand? Like, it's not like you doing that action, you don't even want the outcome of that, but you're operating in it because you want the validation, you want the presence, you want someone to say you did a good job, but it's not actually something that fulfills your soul. So those are the type of things. And to say, like, I've been trying to do my business in a particular way. Spirit's been showing me what to do. But along the way, there have been a plethora of people who are like, well, maybe you should do this too. And maybe you should just scrap all of that you've been working on for 2 years and do this. Because I think this is make you a lot more money. And it's like, no, but that has nothing to do with my ocular vision. That has something to do with how you feel about how the world works and how it will end up working for me. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So it pushes the possibility of something to be created that had never been created away. So when we're saying something to be created, you have to come to the realization of your ocular vision and see yourself in it before it can be created in the foreseen future. And because you're blocking that by taking on other people's visions that have nothing to do with you, but everything to do with them, and the reason why they're giving it to you is because they can't do it. And in that way, you are abandoning yourself and the things that you need to do in order to do for them what they need to do for themselves, if that makes sense. And so, it creates an invisible force field in which you are actually choosing to access jumps into other dimensions. What this means is that your particular area of where you want to be, of who you want to be, exists on a certain timeline. And by doing things that other people want you to do, you are shifting out of the path, the original timeline, and you're moving into a different one. And then you get upset when you have onion.
Not
an onion, but it is an onion. When you have it's like when you have an undesirable experience in your life, and you knew at every stage, at every decision, that this is something that you didn't want, but you did it anyway. You abandoned yourself, your own knowledge, your own understanding, your own intuition for the idea or the love or whatever of somebody else, and what somebody else thinks. Sometimes that's a group. Okay. Okay. We are saying that this is not because there is anything wrong with who it is that you had been. It is only saying that who it is that you had been had created the world that you had existed in, and therefore it cannot create the world of this possibility. That this we are saying that this is not because there's anything wrong with who you had been. It is only to say that who it is that you have been has created the world that you had existed in. Therefore, it cannot create the world of this possibility that this vision holds open. we are wanting to stay in one stream of consciousness. Yet, we could place a placeholder energetically here to recognize that this conversation is happening within a larger conversation that we haven't provided a context for. We are doing that on purpose. Because if we were to provide the larger context, the larger conversational context, that then creates a limitation within, it's held within a context. To provide a context of context, the more you can be without a context, the better. For this invites you to scramble old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old neural pathways. It invites you to recognize that what has gotten you where you are will not get you where it is that you are choosing to go through the pages of this book. Through the days of your life, through this incarnation, it is through the forgetting that the remembering happens. It is through the awareness of spiraling of who it is that you are that then allows you to be conductive, to spiral down the line of sight of the vision that you are holding to the reality that is your experience. So everything you're saying makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. So basically what we're saying here is that as you walk through this door, right, what you're going to start to realize is that you have been made to have certain experiences, okay? Certain experience. You okay? Boop, 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 boop. Come lay down. You have been made to have certain experiences, right? That are, in a way, kind of showing you exactly what you do not want. Huh?
Can you scratch my back?
Yeah. So it's like, give me an example. Okay. So say for example, I want to be a photographer, right? I do everything in my life, every decision that I make, coming from high school, college, etc., I want to be a photographer. And as I go through all of my experiences, as I'm doing photo shoots, blah, 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 I start doing videography just for fun or just to make extra money. But people see how good my videography is. Even though the fact that photography is my passion, not videography, right? But, oh, you'll make so much more money doing music videos. You'll make so much more money doing this type of thing. Then you start, and then it's like, well, maybe it would be better if I start to do videography instead of photography. And then you start to take on more videography jobs than photography jobs. Then you start doing a whole bunch of stuff with videography, even though it's not a thing of passion for you. It's still in the same lane, but it's not the same, right? So then you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and then you get to a place where you say, I'm not happy. And then you're like, why am I not happy? Because I don't love doing videos. I don't love editing videos. I like taking pictures. I like looking at the beauty and airbrushing the human skin in Photoshop. I like setting up the context of a photo shoot. I like not having to rely on other people in order to create something of my own creation. Right? That, and then you slowly start to backtrack in a way of remembering your ocular vision. In this sense, now look, this can be applied to anything, but like we're saying, oh wow, this is what I said. I said I wanted to be a masterful photographer. Yeah, I'm over here doing actions, feeling emotions, thinking thoughts about being a masterful videographer. They're not that different, but they are different. Therefore, I'm going in different directions. And I need to make a choice, a choosing to follow my passion, my desire, my ocular vision. Because that, even though my life is going in that trajectory, my life is going in that trajectory because I decided that. Right? Okay. So I'm going to give another example. This one's going to be a little bit different. Right? So if I had an abusive experience as a child, let's say a sexual abusive experience with the opposite sex, then for me, right, don't do that, move your foot. For me, that ocular vision that was there was that people love me, that people care for me, that people provide for me, that I'm protected. Oh, thank you so much. That people provide for me and that I'm protected. But if this event has happened to me, that has shifted me away from my ocular vision, and now I am seeing this reality of no one loves me, no one cares for me, like I'm being hurt and no one is helping me. I've come into a place of victimization. And it doesn't mean that this being is wrong. You are experiencing the reality of being a victim. And because you are a young child, you don't know how to process being able to come out of that energy, right? So then you become a young adult, maybe in high school, right? And you start to have all of these problems with the opposite sex, right? Maybe you have another traumatic experience that has to do with maybe infidelity. So now the infidelity has come in, and experiencing this has hurt you even further, that the opposite sex is not trustworthy, right? Then maybe you go into college and you have another sexual traumatic experience, right? And now you're looking around and you're saying, I don't like the reality that I'm in. I don't like what I'm experiencing. This is your remembering. This is where you remember that you weren't always a victim. You weren't always being assaulted. You weren't always this person that you have become because of the actions and the push and pull of other people on your ocular vision of your life, right? And at this time, you are able to see in the distance your ocular vision being illuminated. The ocular vision of, I can be an empowered person. I can heal, and I can step out of this victim mentality and take all of my power back from those who have taken it from me. I can step above that and I can start to rebuild myself. I can stop being anxious and afraid and paranoid all the time, and I can start feeling liberated in my experience. Then, and only then, do you start to walk toward that ocular vision. And as you walk toward that ocular vision, something else will come up. And then that will rub against you, and that will let you see how a little bit out of alignment you are with that ocular vision. And then you'll say, well, what is keeping me there? Oh, there was this wound that I had with my father. And because I had this wound with my father, it led me to have these other experiences with seeing the world and this other idea of ocular vision. And then that propelled me to have these experiences because I was operating in a belief that my father does not love me, that my father is not in love with me. And I think that I'm incredibly lovable. If that's the view that I have, that at one time I was perfect and lovable in all ways, and then my father showed me in some way that I am not lovable in his eyes, then now I'm going out and I'm having these negative experiences because the first person that loved me did not love me in the way that fed me. They loved me conditionally, and conditional love is painful. So now I understand that anything with the opposite sex feels painful and feels like betrayal. And in order for me to stop experiencing this with male people in my life, I need to break away from that idea of that ocular vision. And I need to move forward with my own vision of what I do want. What kind of man, if I want a man at all, do I want in my life? What kind of people do I want in my life? What kind of ideas do I want to circulate in my mind? What kind of emotions do I want to feed? Who do I want to be when I look into the future? What about me am I not happy with that I know that the future me accomplishing the goals that I want to accomplish has overcame and is now, right? So this is kind of that idea, right? So rather, ocular vision, oh wait, sorry guys. Oh, I almost skipped ahead on y'all ass. We did that outtake of sorts when we were beginning to speak about ocular vision, which is a light tool that you are remembering. For it's natural for you to want to categorize it, to look like, for it to look like something else, to compare it to that which you think may be similar. Hold on, guys. Similar to what it is that we are describing. In that process that we are actually describing gets overlooked. We have said that the ocular vision of the one that holds the vision creates an open doorway in which a probability of new reality through a line of sight gets created. The interesting aspect of the one holding the vision is that it is being held from a position of absolute knowing of the vision, the absolute knowing of the vision. This brings us into quicksand. For more we begin to play with this concept, the more we invite you to wrap your mind around it. The more stuck and the farther away from the concept we actually get. If we don't name what it is not, and how not to be, then it's almost impossible to transmit that which it is. This is not deciding that you want to create a certain future and visualizing this future into being, and then that future increases the probability of actualizing it. This process is not what we're describing in ocular vision. It is not the process in which you take an energetic picture of somebody's life and what it is that they're holding, and they create a conclusion about what their future will be, and then sharing that future as what their future will be. It is not reading the future, and again, it is not actualizing something that you would like by holding the vision of it. It is not receiving the vision from the spirit world in form of shamanic visions. It is deciphered by your entering into an altered state or following the journey with your spirit guide, receiving certain images, sounds, words, which then you hold and create. We're not talking about these forms of visioning. It is not the shamanic vision. It is not the future telling. It is not the vision that you decide you want and then affirm it into manifestation. Rather, ocular vision is holding the vision of reality that you know exists, and the line of sight that which you have on it that is unknown to anyone else. It is unknown to anyone else, and it is known to you until it is known by you. The explorer, the leader, the way shower, the pioneer, the light bearer is out there in front, finding a path that hasn't been traveled before and illuminating it into a open doorway that has been created, illuminating it into an open doorway that then creates a higher probability of a reality that didn't exist. As the ocular vision holder, it is important to reactivate within your capacity to see that which has already been there, which you hadn't seen before. You hadn't seen it before. You can't see it in advance. Let's circle back to the analogy about walking within the chambers below the earth and finding a pathway there. At times, this can be like seeing through walls that seem to be solid, but actually aren't. You are following a pathway that's already been laid out before. It is a process in which, if you are imagining it like a pathway that you are walking on within a cavern underground, you don't know what's coming. You know only the steps that you took before. And yet, you don't even really know what has gone before. You know where it is that you are. Where it is that you are is where your ocular line of vision is seen from. Sometimes you are walking forward. You just know, walk forward. You just know, walk forward, and then all of a sudden there's a crystal that sparkles out of the corner of your eye. It's above your line of sight, and you're just drawn into it like a magnet. And as you approach it, as you reach out to touch the crystal, a secret passageway that wasn't obvious to anyone just opened up. So I feel like with this, like, you are following your soul's calling, right? You don't know where it's taking you. You don't know what's going to happen, but you've fallen in alignment with it. And you're moving with your intuition. You're moving with an understanding, right? You're not... And as you move in a certain trajectory, like, for example, your ocular vision can be in alignment with the manifestation. So you may be manifesting something, but your ocular vision is not the manifestation. But your ocular vision is the pathway through the manifestation, because there is more. There's always more. Anytime you're envisioning something that you want, there's always more. And what Spirit is saying is, don't over-define your ocular vision. Know that it is the pulling, the movement. You are moving with Spirit in a particular way, going in a particular direction that feels right to you. And this is kind of an idea that I think about. Okay. I was told to move on. So, yes, honey. You're hitting so hard. Dope. All right, so presence is our next one, right? We are speaking about above. Is literally about finding a pathway what we are speaking about, opening a door and holding a vision of that pathway, creating a reality so that it becomes more inevitable. And yet, we are also speaking about a way of being in your life that has absolutely been forgotten about by 99% of beings on this earth plane. We are talking about presence, presence, presence. It is through your presence in the moment that you clearly see what too many appears to be invisible. If you have never been on a path before, you cannot anticipate the 300 steps along the path it drops down into a waterfall. You know only that it drops into a waterfall as you approach it and being to hear running water. You didn't know what a waterfall was. You wouldn't even know that it was a waterfall. As you approach it, you take in information about it that you couldn't take that you couldn't take in if somebody was trying to describe it to you, what a waterfall is, if you never seen one before. By experiencing it, by putting your hand in the water, by dropping a leaf if you're at the top of the waterfall and watching it fall, you can see what you couldn't have seen any other way. You have experienced what you hadn't been able to experience from any other vantage point. That's what we're saying. That once you hold the vision, once you know the vision of that which you are holding in the line of sight, then it opens a pathway for the reality you're holding to then become a probability. The vision that you hold is actually outside of time. It is organic. It is always moving. It is always moving because you are outside of time. And all there is, and all that there is organic. It is alive. It is always moving. That's why it is not telling the future. That's why it is not illuminating what you want to actualize and visualize until it comes into fruition. That's why it is not receiving shamanic vision or deciphering it. It is moment to moment holding the vision, one increment of awareness and consciousness at a time. The door opens. The pathway is traversed. It's traversed from the moment that you know it, that you follow it, that you become the oracle that has ocular vision once again. We have transmuted much in this segment. We would actually invite you to rest at this time. And when you are ready, go through it again. Go through it again. And go through it again. From the awareness that you are now at the end of this increment, find the hidden treasures that you have been seated within. Choose to hold the vision that you carry and to recognize the vision that you carry. It is all that you have left for yourself to find at this time, and it is a joyful experience to share with another. All right. So, I find that in chapter 1, what we learn and introduce to are a few concepts. But I want to ask, what did you get from it? Drop it down in the chat. Let's talk about it. I know the first time around when I read this, it didn't really make sense at first. And then the more and more that I thought about it, I was like, Tunnel vision, being focused, not being shaken, not being protrude, right? Not letting people get in the way of the vision that I hold for myself. And being able to execute in alignment, even if I don't understand exactly what that future looks like. And being someone who has a lot of Virgo energy, I like to have a plan. I like to be able to see the future before I arrive. I like to know that that future is actively coming to me consistently and effortlessly as I see it. But I also have to understand that the path to get there is not chosen. The path to get there is what I have given myself, the ocular vision. And to be shown this by somebody else in the way of, stop doing that over there. Stop doing the thing that makes you happy. Stop moving in a way in life that takes you away. And come over here and walk with me on the path that's only meant for me and not you. And watch everything work out for me and not you. And then I thought to myself, well, why the heck would I do that to myself? Why the heck would I give all of my energy to this person? Why would I walk with you on your path when I have my own? Sometimes people do that unintentionally because they and that's what I feel like people mean when they say, I don't mean anything. Like they don't know any better. They don't mean anything by it. They meant well. They meant well because they did not understand that you cannot take somebody on your same path. And that's something that in teaching I had to understand. I have to show you what my path looks like. I have to show you this is how it happened for me. But I want you to understand how unplanned, how messy, how stumbling through the dark, how finding the light in my life was. So as you do it in your own way, as you experience it in your own way, you have tools to use to get there, to get into the ocular vision. And what you're actually being asked to do is get into flow, to not be afraid of the unknown, to allow your life to unfold practically in front of you in the beauty that it is, and experience the lessons as they are, but not being emotionally attached to everything, not taking everything so personally, but understanding that it's just a part of the path that I asked to be on, that I chose, right? Yes, that's why I'm anxious and becoming frustrated, because I have no control and I've been prolonged. I think it's also something to say that frustration is a symptom of being out of alignment in some way. Anxiousness comes from a lack of faith. because of maybe what you're seeing in your reality, right? But the fact is that it's okay. You have to accept that it's okay not to have control. To understand that the only thing that you can control is yourself. And that the only thing that you can control is your outcome, how you react, and the energy that you put out with that reaction, and how you keep asking for what you don't want by reacting to it. The initial reaction is cool. Understanding your emotions is cool. But continuing to keep that energy, calling forth that energy, pulling, tugging on that energy, creates more of what you don't want. You said, because someone has dragged alongside my journey, I think it's more than me. I think that when we're talking about our journeys, right? Some people are meant to be with us for a particular amount of time. They walk next to us. But it's important that they don't step onto our path, because it's not for them. So it's not going to work for them. And they're going to be mad at you because it's not working for them. Right? I've seen this happen to my baby daddy. He was forced to choose someone else. Now he looks like he's suffering. Sometimes you have to trust yourself and not play into your own traumatic response. I'll say it differently. Sometimes you need to trust your intuition and your higher self, which is guiding you, which is showing you the way that you have made for yourself, by the way. And stop listening to other human people who don't even know how to listen to their own self show you a way that's creating a reality that they don't even want. That don't make sense. And I think even being careful about the type of people that you listen to when you're on social media or when you are listening to certain teachings, that you're not being led astray by somebody who is teaching you something that they don't even believe, they don't even want. It's not part of their ocular visioning. So why would you take advice from that person? It's like going to a Christian and asking them to give you pagan mysticism. It's like going to a Hebrew and asking for African mysticism. It's like going to South Africa and asking about European paganism. That don't make sense. You want to go to the source. You want to go to people who believe in what they're talking about, what they're saying, what they're teaching you. And feel that deep inside, this is a calling for them, and that it is right. And not right because everybody else is wrong. It's right because it's right for my understanding, it's right for my knowledge, it's right for me. And therefore, anybody that is in alignment with the path that I'm on, it's going to be right for them. But it's not going to be right for everybody. And in that's where you have the ability to choose. The truth feels different in your gut. For real. I can feel the truth in my gut. Seriously. Like, when you feel truth, it feels different. You want to know why it feels different? Because you're refracting. Your light is reflecting off of that truth. And that truth is feeding you light. It's feeding you unconditional love. It's feeding, you're playing with light. You're amplifying that knowledge. You're amplifying yourself. You're amplifying through the conversion of certain knowledge, through converging with certain people that are in alignment to reflect light to you. And sometimes while I'm learning discernment, I repeat what I'm hearing. And that's good. That's good. Because you need to, when you're learning discernment, say, for example, you're talking to somebody, you're hearing somebody speak, the things that resonate, repeating it back to yourself so you can know what it sounds like. Sometimes something will resonate with you, you don't know why. And if you repeat that back, I know what it sounds like. I understand why that light resonates with me. I understand why that vibration resonates with me in this way, because it is practically unfolding something within me. And I don't understand, but I feel I know. What is it? So if it's not true for me, it feels like a lie. True. Right? If it feels real for me, even if I don't understand, it feels like the truth. Yeah. Like, I'll give y'all an example. So there was this woman that I met a while back. And I met her at the airport. And I just knew, like, I was supposed to connect with this woman. I didn't know why. But Spirit told me to talk to her. So I was talking to her. I ended up linking up with her when I got back home. Went out to breakfast with her and her wife. And we were just talking. And she was asking me really deep, intrinsic questions. And her wife was like a psychic, like more mediumistic though. And she could just feel the energy radiating off of people. And I remember she looked into my eyes. Because when she touched my hands, y'all, it looked like she was about to cry. And she was like, you have so much power and so much light, and you just don't know it yet. And she was like, you're looking for something. But what you're looking for is not in a person. What you're looking for is you. You're looking for yourself. Something you have left for yourself. You have already inherited it. It is already yours. It is already on you. You just haven't come into the full realization of it. And when you do, it's going to change. It's going to change the way you look at everything. It's going to change the way you look at everybody. It's going to be different. And I remember. And lately, she's just been coming up on my mind. She's been coming up on my mind more and more and more. And I'm probably going to hit her up because I feel like I need to call her. But she had this way of healing people through their own thought processes, through their own understanding, through their own acknowledgement of their own trauma. And she could do it without even touching you. And I thought, this right here, that's power. And then I noticed, I was like, this woman has the ability not just to reflect light. She has the ability to ignite light. For so long, she was a pastor. For so long, she had been hidden in the church. She moved away from it. She moved away from it because people weren't ready for that type of healing to be ignited, to be revived in the darkness, to see themselves in the light and see how ugly that shadow is and make it lighter so they could walk back in. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I see that gift, amplifying. And it's like, when you're able to ignite that light, it changes people. You have that too, though. But that's what I'm saying. It became clear to me, like, recently. And I thought, this is why I met you. Because you were meant to ignite me. And I was meant to ignite you. For so long, she had been igniting other people and unable to ignite herself. And for so long, I had been igniting everyone else but myself. But when you can ignite somebody, it is one of the most beautiful understandings that you can see people flourish. You see the light come off of them. I have seen people, and when I look at them, they look like darkness. It's like somebody turned down the saturation on them. In real life, like, that's how I see it through my eyes. And it's like, the more and more I spend time with you, the more and more that we talk or that we work together, I see it. It's like the saturation gets turned up. It's like the light goes up, the light amplifies. I can see you clearly. And it's been so hard to see you, the truth of you. It's 393 right now. The truth of you. Clear. And that in itself is beautiful. You see it on people. And I feel like some of you need to open your eyes and see that you do the same thing. It's just you're not paying attention. And you can't see what you're doing to the people around you. How you're igniting them. How you're helping to elevate their light. And it's also going to show you who can't handle being ignited. Who every time you ignite them, they blow it right back out. And it's unfortunate. But you know you need to stop giving those people your energy to ignite if they're going to blow it out. Let me see what y'all saying down here in the chat. Yes, you amplify my connection, Ashe. Thank you, I feel that. Yes, great way to put it. I have felt like I have lived in that darkness. Man, you said that. I started pouring tears. Girl, y'all had me yesterday about to pour some tears, man. This shit was real. But I feel like these types of understandings are invoking of emotion, not just because it's true. It's because it's true for you. It's because it's right now, even though most of you are just looking at me, hearing me, y'all are getting little keys dropped in your hand, and you're putting it in the door and turning the lock. A lot of y'all have been stopped at a glass ceiling at that force field because you didn't understand that you weren't in alignment. You didn't meet the requirements for the door to open. When you don't meet the requirements for the door to open, half the time you got everything you need. You just didn't understand that the key is you. So you must align yourself as the key and open the door. If you are not in alignment, thoughts, feelings, speaking, and emotions, all in one place, all focused, all tunneled vision to where you want to go, or what you are moving toward, even if you don't know where that is, you are doing it in such a precise, in such a intentional manner that just out of its own purpose, it just unfolds. And that in itself is so beautiful. I see me, and it's emotional to realize my mistakes held me down because I seeked love. I'm the key. Exactly. And it's good to see that, because now you can give yourself that love that you've been chasing. Stop. Stand still. What is it that I'm really looking for? What is it that I really want to feel that I felt like I never got? What is it that I feel like I'm missing? Is it compassion? Is it understanding? Is it truth and love? Is it someone loving you for all flaws and all your crazy episodes and all your silliness? Is it the validation? Is it the self-acceptance? Is it the understanding of who you deeply are versus the you that you put on for everybody? You need to understand the love you're asking for so that you can give it to yourself. Because when you're able to give it to yourself, you'll start attracting people who can give it to themselves, which means they can give it to you. Right? You are pure unconditional love. I was looking for worth. I wanted to give back all that was given. Ashe. When you are giving, you have to understand that you need to nourish yourself first. Nourish yourself. When y'all come here, this is nourishment for your soul. You're nourishing yourself. You're washing yourself in divine light. And when you walk away, there are certain things that you need personally for you to do for you, right? I need to wash myself with intention, with passion, with the knowing and the understanding that I do this for me because I am worthy of being clean and crisp and smelling good. I put my clothes on with intention based on how my soul feels in the way that it says, I like to wear that today. I want to feel the energy of Lisa Simpson. That was me today. But thinking about who you are and that moment to moment presence of who am I? What do I want? What do I desire? Not the mechanisms of I need to, but what do I choose to do? Why do I choose to do that? Is that because I want to, or is that because I have the habit to do it? Doing what I want, what I choose, not what I have to. When you're in the energy of have to, you're in the energy of scarcity, you're in the energy of lack. Right? And we don't provide lack here. This is what for you. All reminding me of things that are so important to me. Hi, Melissa. I'm pretty sure I love everyone in here. I'm proud of Allah, you. So I feel like holding this understanding, guys, that to be in flow is to be in divine alignment. Now, people say to get into alignment. What they're meaning is just get back onto the path. Don't stray away. Follow the steps. Don't get distracted. But to get into divine alignment is to get in alignment with the all that is. And that part of you that is with the all that is, the I am. And you become locked. And now you move in lock step. There is no separation. You are moving together. You're moving in a way that propels you forward. And it doesn't matter if you're working with a deity. It doesn't matter if you're working with some other spirit. The all that is everything. It is with you all the time. It is calling to you all the time, regardless. And when the divine calls you and you show up and you are there and you receive, keep walking. Keep staying with spirit. Look out and see that everything is happening for you in perfect time, just as it needs to be. And just because you don't exactly know how it's going to come about, you don't exactly know what's going to happen, the belief, the understanding, and the faith that it will happen is the magic in itself. I feel as we look at ourselves as mystics, as those who actually conduct doing certain ritual works, we're seeing ourselves do something so specific. But the simplistic version of this is simply knowing, understanding, thinking, speaking, and feeling it. And then the work itself, the action of doing it itself, is solidifying it into action. This is the manifestation of this, pure manifestation of this in the physical form. That is ritual work. The physical action of what you are already doing in the mind. The problem is that most people can't keep the body, the thoughts, the emotions, and the speaking in alignment with the action that they've already made, right? Hearts. Same, darling. Yes. We are so proud of you and happy you are here. Oh, that's so sweet. You have no idea what that you meant to me in this moment. Thank you. Oh, y'all are so sweet. I love when people love on each other in the chat. It's like the sweetest thing ever. My tablet died, y'all. But I hope that, this has resonated with you guys. I hope that you received from this. And I feel like today we learned something really deep. And I feel like I want you to let this simmer on your spirit, simmer on your soul. And I also wanted to just make a point that what had been introduced to us in the very end of that chapter was the idea of a flow state. Getting into flow. Allowing yourself to walk in the unknown as the path is revealed and just taking things as they come. Understanding that all lows are just an inevitable high. That all highs will eventually be low. So enjoy your time in each. Learn your lessons where necessary. And put, for God's sake, your line in the water when you're low. Because when you're high, you'll catch so many fish. I love you guys. I hope that this has really resonated. I receive and I choose to recognize and embrace this version I hold, that I carry. I need this. Thank you. I'm told I'm very powerful, but IDT, it really was, hold on y'all, colors. It really was clear to me what that meant. I'm glad that, okay, I really don't think it was clear to me what that meant. But you know, I think as you step more into your power, you understand what it means. Power is more than just what we use, right? When we're trying to get our way. Power is also the ability to affect not only yourself, but the environment around you. Woo! I got it, Sophie. Let's see, somebody else says something. I always come away from your lives with new enlightening thought ideas and like skills. That's dope. Or accepting it outside of a human realm. This is so on time. Ooh, I love your name. Positivity to prosperity. This is so on time. I have faith in a state of flow. Yes. For real. That, like, having faith when you're flowing is necessary, or it's going to be hard for you. You know? It makes it more difficult when you don't have faith. Trust me, as someone who did not have faith, I had to develop it, okay? Ease and flow vibes, seriously. So I hope that you guys have, I hope that, you know, this takeaway this week allows you to start noticing, where aren't you in alignment with your ocular vision? Where are you putting energy in places that don't feed you? And is it necessary? Now, some things are necessary in this current stage of your life, like working a job that you maybe don't like. But then that lets you know, okay, in order for me to get into a place of flow that makes me happy and excited and moving, I need to pick up this idea of myself, of who I am, and then who I want to be. And I need to start shifting myself into alignment with that, right? And it doesn't mean immediately quitting your job. It means, what am I passionate about? What makes me happy? Some people come into this lifetime to have a great job so that they can experience life. And for them, having a business isn't fun, but being able to interact with people every day, and then being able to take the money that they make and actually going out and doing something with it and experiencing it and experiencing earth and experiencing life and experiencing food and the majestic joys of the life here are what fuel them. Find out what fuels you, what makes you happy, and then follow it. Diamonds, yes, them gems, honey. Thank you, Sierra. I appreciate and adore you. I appreciate you too. I hope you have a good day at work. Y'all, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Moonlight, for subscribing to me. That just, I love you so much. I really appreciate that. Wishing bottles. Oh, that's dope. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you guys. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing day. I'm going to channel some light language for you guys on our way out, okay? Make your day as radiant as the light you gave us today. Oh, you're so sweet. And you as well. Thank you. Thank you. So it's kind of funny because it's like raining cats and dogs outside right now. Thank you for entering my orbit. I'm going to keep catching up on your content. Cool. Thank you. You're welcome. So, guys, so every live that we have will be reposted the week after. Okay? So, because I have to be realistic with myself, y'all, and I'll be honest, like, it takes at least 2 days for me to be able to download these, let alone be able to upload them and come up with good descriptions. Because I uploaded one yesterday and I damn sure the description on that was god awful. It was god awful. But work with me, shout it, work with me. So this week we'll be posting the first week of this schedule, which was maybe like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or something like that. So I'm gonna be posting those lives this week. So check those out. If you missed it, that'd be cool. And if you missed anything in this live, you'll be able to rewatch it next Tuesday, okay? I'm super grateful for you guys. Oh, on my YouTube channel, just so y'all know what this is. My YouTube channel is LiveLikeLo. There's a link in my bio. I love you guys so much. And I watched your light language transmission video yesterday. I legit felt vibration under my feet. That's dope. That's dope. Actually, so like when I set up the light language, I actually put a disc up under and above you to help transmute energy. Let me see if I have something here that I can kind of like refer to. I don't think I do. I was hoping maybe I had like a book over here that had the picture. But if you know what the flower of life looks like, what the flower of life looks like, and then it's like a circle. So it's like a flower of life inside of a giant with a circle, and then that big ass circle turns into another flower of life, which just basically makes infinite flower of life in a big ass circle. And I put one underneath the vessel of each participant and over the head, right? And then this little shield, it reverberates. Like both vibrate at a particular frequency. I call down the light of the Ancient of Days, the all that is down through your crown all the way down to ground you into it. So now as I'm adjusting you stay into alignment. So it allows you to kind of like release and adjust without creating resistance. And then when it is released, the divine light stays, but these two things, the one on the bottom shakes through you and it shakes at the top. So then like it transmutes the negativity and redistributes your energy back onto you in that new adjusted state. I hope that makes sense. Says no way. I spent all day drawing flower of life over and over and over. I use and even in my regular healing modality, I use a lot of sacred geometry to do those healings. So okay, I wasn't just imagining it. Yeah. And just feeling it, getting a download. Like, what is this? This is what it is. If you like that, the long video on my YouTube channel, I try to kind of add some of that to the overlay on the channeling, just to kind of help with some of the visualization. I feel like sometimes y'all just be staring at me and be like, what is going on? Because I'm feeling it. So So yeah. So okay, so we're gonna do this light language, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay. Dandala uturuk fue le etere nashkue fue naskala through ele tru na ele tiri miskuele eterak. Shanayala aturuk fola atere yenai ule eturuk shkeneyala atarak salaya. Veriala aturuk shkolo oturuk dalala atiek le eterek falaya oturuk shkuat. Zanayala aturu shana ele izit ala ku nafala. Zanayala eterek ele turuk shko nafia namai. Zunzala atarayat nebiela aturuk shkolo atire nebie nala etirik fiela aturuk shuruk la tirik nai. Zanai la aturuk shalaya etirik donok shkue filela ataraya tara etirik yela aturuk not dana stele etirikile eturuk numwa seviela la etirikele etirikila eturuk shkua fala etirikele etirikira ita shkuat. Zanaya la aturuk shala itirik fiat la atarakuatana kele itirik shanaya la aturuk salayak. Zonok ola turuk shkai te ele itirik fiele eturuk shkuat etizele iterefuat la atuik sinaya la aturuk namayek. Zonok shkuala itirik sele itiria shkut. Zanaya la atirifiele aturukua sala atirikut shanaya la atik. Zuzala atarefiele itirikela eturuk shkulo aturuk da itisela atai. Zonok Olo turuk olo etere kuat sala etere fala etere kuala atarasiele etere kuas kala viela aturos huos huape yanai. Zono shua fala etere kila eturuk shkola etere yenai. Zono shua fiele etere kila etarashkua fua salaya kua sanaya kua. Zanai kua fiat nama kua salaya kle etriket anashkua valai kua. Zono shua fa alitere kia tanai shkue velea turuk shkolai. Zono shkuala ataya kua fala atia na mo kua fua la atarekia na kaila kua. Zanai la etere kele etiri shala ala kua fua la atrie na kua skala iterek. Soro shu sele etere fia la aturuku usuruk. Zanai la etiri etena ailai huai. Toro ala etara yetanai shiele iturukut sela etere kele etara shua fala itere yai. Zono shuala ataria tru oskula atala ataya. Zono shkuala atiela atara shua falaya atariet nafaila. Turuk shkalaya etaraya tru ataraya sebe etara uskula turuk. Zanai fiele eteria etara etuk. Zanai kiele etara zun zalava alatia shkala eturuk fua salaya. Srea naile itiria shua aturu kua fua azala atia kala aturuk alai firia shila ituruk noskua fala itere kiele aturuk shkanai vea ataila aturuk zanai kiela ituruk skala itere kiela aturuk kua shkevele etala atara yu aturu shkovaila veveviala itoasha ala tia kiele aturu shuru atara aya itaraya kakua fala itere yala uturu shwala la itia na kala kola uturu shkovaila Danayal kala atalayo uturu shkura eti etna kala ituru shkile eti zundala alati kele ituru kala itere kele ituru shkura eti kana washkua valaya kiri ai turu sala eta hala hora hai hifiele ai kuala atua sharai veni ai kua faila aturu kashkue fi fiale itiri kua faia kua sanaya atara kua skala ataraya Dono kuaskele itala kuatala atare hile itara kuro ashkalaya tirekere atara kora para ekele eturo sharaya zanaya kuala atea la atara kala ato shkala eterekia eme kua fala akala ala kuala fala ekala dene kiela aturo kashkala atala kala eterefia la akoloko senea la aturo shele ature kefaila atara kawa kuasa fala atara kuefela dona kuashkevele etara Zona de la eteriele aturu shkua fola eteriai dana ala kua fua ala tara hala due fiela atara oshkele etere kota ala asua fa owawa benaka sana ala atua fala atua sha ala atua tala akele etere kai zono shkua fala atara uatala sha etere biele atua shavala atua skala apua shafaila itala ulu ukula tala ite zono shkoa fala ata utete etolo oskola falaya jandala ate kwa skala ite da zone shi ele ite ele ato hafola sana ele ite ala hua ashimba fo kue fele etere dene uturu krush kavaila etere kele ataru kos kavaila ataela dene ila itu kos kavala atare oraso su fele dene kia tu shufele dene kuat nashkele eturu kavaina etere shiena ala tu tata uta faile tuna skue fele etere ya tara kwa tsere itare kos kavala etere kipiala aturu sana fala atiete ato washipe ete kos kapa ele ku fale aturu shua ala afela tono kos kefe ete kos kafa ashipi edna sana atua kala etere ishele akuash kuvo akua pe sana aturu oshko atara atara ahwe zine ele kula fala atua kashala etere suna sha ala kula afela kuash kafaila etere kiala aturu shkola ete kere shebala akua fa zine ishala ku tene ishkua fala etere kua fala ka tono shkua fe ele atare kua fuala atua kos ku fu ashkua wakela atara kuas ku fala utru shkua Teni eskala oturu ku fu atara kuaska fele kal ata tana kuaska la fala ku fele oturu shana akua fa shaka fu a shefa ash ilet et nu fu skala ata tene ekua fala seni ata uturu sku seni ala ete sena atua fu atua shua pie ma fai u kuaskai ele tu kala pala ata ala tura ku fele etishia oturu sku fela eturu tu sana shkiele fe. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was intense. Okay. When do you use that language? Do you understand what you're saying is so common? Yes. So some of it is like vibrationally, I am shifting energy and moving light and adjusting the body, but also, or like your energetic body. But then I am also speaking to you. So I'm saying like, I'm speaking the vibration of the affirmation for you to become in alignment with. So, like there was a part, where I was saying like, you are here, you are in alignment, shift. Some of you just kind of like, if you think about like how a chiropractor, like when they crack you, it goes like, it's like shifting you back into place. And then it's like, like I'm saying, now fall into yourself and now allow it to come in. So then I call forth divine light to come into your body, to come in and transmute the places of darkness, to come in and give you the power. Some of you are having some ailments and you need that extra power. Some of you are going through transitions, through changing phases, through shifting. You need that extra power to go through that. And so I'm giving that to you. I'm asking the shift, telling you how grateful I am for your existence, for you being here, for you coming, for you answering the call. I'm amplifying the light that's coming in through the crown so that you can accept the messages and the understandings of what Spirit has for you. There's more to it, but that's kind of like the gist of it. It's like I don't speak it, but I understand somehow. I get the information anyway. So the light language is what Thoth says. He calls it the this is the language of your soul. And so when you speak it and another soul resonates, you are resonating with the language of your soul. And in hearing light language, it will activate it within you. Wow, that's a great question. Amazing answer. Thank you. Ditto. Cool. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. And with light language, I think of light language as energetic, like an energetic chiropractor. They're going to come in, they're going to adjust you, but not only that, they're going to show you exactly how to take care of yourself in a holistic way when it comes to energy and sometimes mindset. Some people who channel light language haven't obtained maybe the mindset of what it is, but what they have obtained is the language itself and the connection to their own spirit and to source and to Lord Melchizedek and Lord Metatron, who are over that kind of healing of that light. Thoth is also in a kind of like a different version of Lord Metatron, Archangel Metatron. So yeah, it says how you learned light language. I'm beginning to feel sick. You might need to drink some water. It's just when you get an adjustment energy, when your energy gets adjusted and you're holding a lot of light, sometimes it can make you a little bit nauseous. It'll go away within an hour. Just make sure you drink good water. The nausea is your body adjusting to darkness being released. Or that's what I call it. I call it darkness, but because that's how I see it. Like when I do light language for you guys, at a certain point, I get a vision where I see you all like around me. I'm standing in the middle and like I'm adjusting. Some of you had a hard time taking in the light, so I adjusted you individually. Somebody has something going on with their gallbladder or like an organ on the left side. I know this is right for y'all, but on the left side. I remember that. And then there was another person, the heart, like they were able to pull it in, but the energy sits in the heart. Some of y'all need to know is like God sits on the left side. You have a heart, just an energetic heart just for God on the left side. That's called an RTM heart. You have your heart center and your regular heart. All energy flows in and out of the regular heart and the heart center as it moves into the RTM heart. When God pulls energy into your body, it's through the RTM heart into the other heart spaces. So if you're hurting and it's required that you open that space, but what it will do is it'll bring up why you're hurting so that you can resolve it. And it'll be a lot easier because now you have the energy to do it. And it won't be met with so much resistance. But it shouldn't be too much. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, like when I started doing light language, y'all, I would do it for myself. And I still do it for myself. Like there are times where I need it myself and like it makes me nauseous. And I'll be like, okay, I need to go drink some water. I'm gonna go sit down. And then like after an hour, I'm feeling good. I feel energized. And like I feel new. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like that new, like I'll be like, I'm new bitch. Got the new energy. I didn't mean a spirit be like just cracking up. So yeah, thank you gratitude. Yes, that was amazing. That was dope. So much love send your way. Okay. Crisp and clean for real. Like okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys. I am like dying of hunger right now. Like y'all don't know, like when I be coming on live, at least in the morning, I come on fasted. So I'm like the closest I'm going to be being able to like interact with spirit when I'm fasted. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like floating in the air somewhere. I be having to call my familiar and be like, can you ground me please? Go nourish your body. So I'm about to go get something to eat. I hope that you guys have an amazing day. Hope y'all get some good food too, okay? Don't miss your meals today, okay? Because you're gonna need it. Make sure you get something green today. I hope that you guys have an amazing day. I'm gonna see you guys not tomorrow but Thursday. So Thursday we're doing Ancestor readings. If you get there early, I start at 7. If you come in early, I'll be doing collective reading for like an hour, and then we'll go into personal readings. But I do like to do like kind of some channel ancestor messages, and if you want, yes, Eastern time at 7. And then when you come in, if you come in right when I start, or like around the time I start, I try to wait for a few people to come in. I do light the offering for the ancestors. So if you want during that time to speak the names of some of your ancestors, you're welcome to do so. So yeah, it is. So that's 6 a.m. Central. No. It's 6 p.m. Central. I'll be on at 7 p.m. So it's weird, but, and I noticed this when I was writing it on my post yesterday. So my schedule is Monday at 7, Tuesday at 7:30 a.m., both a.m. And then on Thursday, I do readings at 7 p.m. So I do it at night for the readings, because a lot of people who want readings want to stay the entire live, and I know y'all can't do that because y'all gotta go work. So I do it in the evening so that y'all can be on, like if y'all cooking dinner or just chilling or whatever, y'all can be on and not have to be getting in trouble at work, because I don't want none of y'all to get like be having issues, you know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Have an amazing night, and I will see you guys on the next one. Oh my god, and it's 111 likes in here, bitch. Yes, okay, we done started off on a new foot, honey, in a new door. So I'm super excited, and I believe I have a video for you guys on Thursday, so I would definitely let y'all know. If y'all don't already follow my backup channel, it is at the Alchemical Oracle. And it says, like, the title of the page says LiveLikeLo backup page. My link tree is there, but I don't have enough followers for you to click the link, but the link tree is there so you can see it. But I'll be posting longer videos, because you could post 10-minute videos on TikTok now. So I'll be posting all of my 10-minute videos on that account. So if you're ever interested in seeing longer form content and not having to switch from TikTok to YouTube, you can go over there and check that out. I noticed those angel numbers too. Right. Y'all, I've been seeing angel numbers like literally like through this entire live, but like, and it's 11 people in here, bitch. What? I thought it was a faker and blocked it. It's okay. I made it because there was a fake account who was trying to be me. They had did like live with the I and then like low. So what I started doing is I'm gonna start posting little like 10-minute clips from our lives. But I just wanted y'all to know, that's why I reposted them. That's why I reposted them, so you know that it's me. Because I wanted to put like some longer form content, but like my page content is so like, and like on like it's just so I wanted to do something that was more like I don't know, just longer, I guess. And the 2 from the live I have posted is from our goddess ritual last month. At least once a month I do like a goddess ritual, where we do like tarot and light language. I usually do light language and free healing on those days, but sometimes she likes me to do either channeling or tarot. And then, at least once a month we'll be doing a live for like the God live is basically what I'm calling it, but it's for divine masculine source energy, and we'll be doing that. So all of those kind of like good sections will be posted over there on that account. And I did put long videos only, so just so y'all know, like, it's me, and the only way people even gonna get that type of shit is if it's me, because I am the one who could download the live, bitch. So I hope that everything is resonating with you guys. And it says now, oh, thank you for the follow. It's okay, unblock me. Good morning, beautiful soul. Good morning. And I wanted to claim the @ so that nobody could pretend to be my handle, because that's super aggravating. So I wanted to claim both of my handles. So now we do, honey. So I will see you guys on the next one, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. So yeah, be well, love you guys, and allow spirit to show you miracles today, and be in a place of grace. I just call for divine grace to be over your life, to create those miracles in your life, to show you that you are on the right path, and that you are simply worthy of everything just by being the most authentic version of you. I love y'all. Have an amazing, amazing day. Hi, Lindo. I'm sorry, sweet pea. We are ending the live now. But I'll be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.